everyone, it's me, Nick, and this is video 2 in the Finish What I Started Christmas quilt series. Tonight I'm going to start using up the tiny scraps from the modern Christmassy fat quarters. This is what's left after making the blocks and using the scraps to make the piano key border as I showed you last time. These are extremely small pieces. This will be true crumb quilting, but I don't want to waste any of the fabric. It's not cheap to buy fat quarters, and you know, there's a bag full of fabric there. We might better make something from it, so let's get it made. Right, so then let's look at what we've got. Just open the bag. Quite a lot squeezed into this little bag, and as you can see, they are truly small scraps. So the first job is going to be my least favourite, the ironing. I mean, little bits like that I might be able to use. Not sure about that, but we'll see when we get there. Some are bigger, some are smaller. I think my aim is going to be to make a strip about 2.5 inches wide, but I'll explain that a little bit more when we get there. Okay, so after quite a lot of ironing, I have half a bag of scraps that are just too small. And you have to think that you need 1/4 inch-ish somewhere to be able to put a seam. And I've got this, the other half, that are suitable to use. Don't worry, there is something we'll be able to do with these as well. So I will start putting these together. So what I'm going to do is just pick a bigger piece and start layering and stitching smaller pieces along. So I'll stitch there and then I'll cut them into sections. I'll show you that as I do it. Well, here we are. I'm a bit better set up. I have all my pieces on a tray for no other reason than it just makes them easier to pick through. And I will just take a piece and add some smaller pieces to the side. Just anything, shouldn't be too picky really, but it's very tempting to have a good pick. If anything needs a little trim to get a straight edge, that's just fine, just trim it. There are lots of triangles here, I might do something different with those later. You see here we've not got much of a straight edge, so I'll just put that bit off. Maybe there. So I'll just pop that through. And as you can see, there. So all I need to do now is cut through between, and I have 3 blocks of 2. I'm going to just pop those to one side and do it again. Now with these pieces that are already sort of triangles, there's a few of them for this, just the way it was cut. So I am probably going to try and match them and make little square blocks where I can. It won't be possible always. You can see with this one, One's a different shape and size, but as long as you've got one to follow, you can get them together. And they will be big, but you can cut them down when you're done. So I'll just put that through. And when I'm doing stuff like this, I very often will chain piece. So there's a couple of triangles that will fit together. So then I won't remove that. I'll just give it a few stitches and shove my next one through. And you can keep going like that until you've got a big string of them, and then you can just separate them that way. Well, my bobbin ran out, so that's as good a time as any to stop and show you where I've got to with string piecing. So here are all the pieces I have sewn together. It's not even half of the fabric that there is. And now they all just need to be cut apart. So there's the stitching where they were joined. Open them up. And there's where they were joined. And that's all you do. So I'll come back when I finish making the blocks of 2 pieces together, and I'm ready to start joining them up. Hello, I'm back. It's the next day now. So I've sewn all of my bits into 2 patches, and what we do now is we start joining these. So you just go through, find something that fits, look for the straight edges. That's got plenty of straight edges, this one, and decide if you like them together. It's quite cute. And then you just go to the machine and start joining your 2 patches into 4s. So now all of my blocks which were 2s are now together as 4s. Wonky and odd, but that's kind of the way Crumb quilting goes. There are no rules. So I'm going to change tack with how I'm putting these together now. Instead of just adding them together, I'm actually going to aim for a width of about 5 inches. So that I'll be able to cut it into 2.5-inch strips, because I think I'm going to be using sashing on the main quilt between the blocks. So it'd be nice to be able to cut this into strips and use it in the same way. So I'm going to start joining it together with a view to creating something about 5 inches, well, at least 5 inches wide, because you know, it can be trimmed. And if I change my mind, I can just cut it into 5-inch blocks then. So I'm trying to hedge my bets a little bit. I'll show you that when it's done. So here is the completed Crumb strip. Excuse the dodgy handheld video. I've laid it out on the floor so you can see it properly. It's 23 inches long and it's 6 inches wide in the main. There we go. So it will be quite straightforward to cut into strips and use. So that's this little section of video finished. Thanks for watching.